Okay, ride number 2. Hopefully there's not too many people on that panoramic rear window, because this is going to be the opposite last time. Last time I took a first ride on this train. It was another typical shitty cloudy November day, and now today it's actually sunny, and we're going to be at the view here. So, what is this thing coming? I thought it was coming right now. 4 minutes. Oh.
Section A4 de montagne, horaire de service modifié dès 21h. Entre Brossard et Côte-de-Liesse, l'horaire régulier est en vigueur. Tous les détails au REM.info.
Yeah, once again, my only beef with the whole thing, the whole network, equipment, everything, being visually impaired, born this way, is again the direction of the signs. The signs, their size of the fonts, the size, doesn't matter if you're talking about direction or these maps themselves are terrible. My God, how could you make such a major project that cost taxpayers billions of dollars and not have any kind of regard for visually impaired people like me, with an aging population on top of that? That's about the only negative thing I'm going to say. I'm really looking forward to this ride again here. It's finally a beautiful day today. Second last day of November. Train should be coming any moment now.
That right there, you guys digest that. It'll be
But again, it's a great system. It's just, you know, it's always in life the little things that make up the big things. I don't think you realize that when you're younger, actually. I think that's something that comes more with age. My lordy, it smells better in here than a hotel room. Oh yeah, and that door chime there. That sounds like an alarm. These are the only things that I'm not pulling up. But that again, what do you want? You know, it's not a perfect life. Wow, this window's terribly dirty. Terribly dirty. But you know, as the Stones would sing, you can't always get what you want, you get what you need.
Direction A4 de montagne. Prochaine station, Édouard Montpetit. Correspondance avec la ligne 5 bleue.
Now, I don't know if this actually looks better from the rear than the front, actually. I'm not sure. Or maybe it's because the tunnel is only for one track, they're divided. Definitely smell diesel fumes in here, though. That means they've been doing work in here still. Sometimes you smell diesel fumes when you go into a metro station. That means they're running a diesel pickup or one of those heavy equipment machines and doing what they got to do to make sure everything is copacetic. Of course, the next stop is Edouard Montpetit, and what's great about that is that it's the deepest REM station because it's connected with Edouard Montpetit Metro. So every metro station is a certain depth, but this station is even deeper than that. We're really like deep now, like big time.
Station Édouard Montpetit. Les portes s'ouvriront sur le côté droit.
You know what?
Direction
Fait que dépendamment aussi
Ah,
tu t'en vas à droite, tu check, ou tu débarques.
Deux montagnes.
It's quite the impressive station. Quite impressive as a station. They even exposed a lot of the rock that they left for people to see, that they had to dig all this, you know. Incredible project. As goes up there with the Tunnel Hippolyte Lafontaine tunnel, linking the East End with the South Shore in St. Bruno. Now you see, this is the kind of thing that makes people to give up their cars, or at least not use them all the time, and take transit, be comfortable, get there quickly, and imagine that was the case with the Metro when the Metro opened almost 60 years ago, and it still is, but unfortunately there's people with no class, a degenerate factor, and stuff like that. It's people think that like the REM is all tied in with the STM. It is not. Neither is EXO. It's all separate entities. And we're coming out of the tunnel here.
Station Canora.
It's funny, I was saying the first time I filmed this a couple of weeks ago that it's such a far cry from when I was a kid and lived in Roxboro, and I had the old commuter
Les
train
portes
cars,
s'ouvriront sur le côté droit.
and there were the old commuter train cars, right? When I was a kid in the 80s, you had the stock, the cars that were pulled by electric locomotives built in like 1918 to 1924 or something like that. With the coaches were just as old. They were from the 20s and 30s, and then they had the newer ones, which were made in 1952. So you're going down the line there, and the windows are open, as he's creaking and bouncing, and it's a whole different era, a whole different time. I mean, I'm old school to the bone, but you can't compare apples and oranges,
A4.
And actually, speaking of the old days and the old line, this old train line, the Deux Montagnes line,
Station Ville de Mont-Royal.
it's amazing how the governments were experts at pouring freaking billions into this project, because the stations alone, how many hundreds of thousands they must have cost just to make the stations, whereas before it was just a platform made of asphalt with a little cabane, and that's it. That's all there was. And today every station is this big elaborate station with stairs and escalators and roofs and all kinds of stuff. That's kind of questionable.
Station Ville de Mont-Royal.
In other words, making those stations like as if it was like a Via train stop, or before Via was CN or CP.
Mais ils ont changé. C'était Cordelier, c'était
Les portes s'ouvriront sur le côté droit.
Hello, people. Bonjour, Montréal. Look at all the people there going downtown. Hello, West Islanders. Yeah, it's really a far cry, because every station is like this, right? Like a building, and then you have the doors. You have two sets of doors for the train.
A4.
As
Deux montagnes.
keep people off the platform and throwing themselves off in front of the
Prochaine
train.
station Côte de Liesse.
This is the town of Montreal sector here. Ville Montréal. Nobody's starving over here, man. If they're starving, they're a mental case. But yeah, what's great is that the cost of all this is that nobody's really complaining. Everybody seems to be quite content with the way this is going. And surprisingly, actually, I was really, like a lot of people, expecting for their trains to break down. And like on the original, this is still the original line, but the original line that opened between Central Station and Brossard. So yeah, very glad that so far these trains are holding up well, but we'll see when it gets really cold, especially next month and beyond. Look at that. There's some mow equipment, maintenance away. That's where they're supposed to be keeping apparently the trains for the Mascouche line.
Côte de Liesse.
We're right near the CN Saint Laurent sub there, which by the way used to be a diamond. If you don't know what a diamond is, that's an expression for a set of tracks that literally cross each other like an
Les
X.
portes s'ouvriront sur le côté droit.
God, it feels good. It's finally beautiful today. Finally sunny day. Fantastic. Let's try and see if I can get a seat for a change or give my bones a rest. But I get a good place where I can view, because see the sun is on that side, so I can't really film it.
Direction A4.
I'm getting a
Deux montagnes.
little tired of standing here.
Prochaine station, Montpellier.
And I just go right here. And I'm not going to bother Madame over here, because I'm a respectful Montrealer, born and raised. There's the pantograph. And yeah, okay, we're going right under the CN Saint Laurent sub, which links the east and the west, or northeast I should say. There, you just saw the signals for it. And now we're stopping at Zurisseau, I think. Look, they already did graffiti. Oh my god. Wow, they really didn't take long, eh?
Montpellier.
Or if you're from New York or Vermont, you know, Montpelier. Yeah, it's all noise barrier. There's a boulevard
Les
de Côte
portes
Vertu.
s'ouvriront sur le côté droit. Direction A4. Deux montagnes. Prochaine station, Zurisseau.
Yeah, this is really industrial here more than anything. This sector, very old industry, but typical of old areas. You know, the older the area, the more it's half industrial, half commercial. Unless, of course, if it's a wealthy area, well, then it's, on the other hand, there's no industry in wealthy areas at all. That's how it goes, you know. This building over here, I think, used to be Tennis 13. Oh, there's an STM flyer over there. Look at that new flyer. Yeah. And now we're pretty much going by Henri Bourassa, looking east, northeast. Yeah. Approaching.
Station, Zurisseau.
Of course, one of the most important things to me on this line, one of the most important things to me right now on this line, you're going to see right now, brings back memories every time I go by. It floods emotions, because my grandfather's house is right back here, and of course he sold it.
Direction A4.
He sold it probably like over 30 years ago. Okay, j'essaie de parler là. Probably sold that house over 30 years ago. Oh, come on now.
Poitras.
Jesus, gonna make me have an autistic moment here. Anyways, right here on Delapec, I'm gonna right here, built in 1956. There we go. Right there where the chimney is. On the left side, that's where they lived. That's where my dad Jimmy, and Uncle Brian, everybody came from there. My Aunt Sharon, who passed away, unfortunately, very unfortunately, on September 30th. That's the way she goes, man. As we say in French, il faut profiter de la vie. You have to take advantage of life, man. Why do you think I'm a kid at heart, man? You know, I have fun. I always have fun. I always enjoy myself. Nobody's ever gonna tell me what to do, man. I'll tell you right now. That's why I never really believed in marriage. Going through the ghetto here, unfortunately, it is what it is. Oh, no, maybe it's not a ghetto, I should say. This area has changed quite a bit, just like Walkley Street and NDG. It's all hot properties, hot commodities, man. The people value the properties regardless of where they are shot up like crazy, man. Rich are getting richer as usual. So. And I was here last week. Yeah, there's Rue, that's Laurentian Boulevard.
Station Poiffrons.
Yeah, now you see this path here? You see how the path that comes off here? You see that path right there? I did a
Les
walking
portes
video.
s'ouvriront sur le côté droit.
That path there that curves off there, I did a walking video here last summer. And what that is, that was called the Cartierville Sub, and they would actually have a train running off of that going all the way to Gouin and Laurentian where it stopped and started. Very bizarre. I didn't know about that until several months ago. I found out about it. I was like, what? And then somebody had posted a picture. I'm like, what? No idea. Now it's that where that terminus was, that station at Cartierville. It's all condos now. Just like everything else, everything becomes condos. Yeah, as Borat would say, it's a great success.
Direction A4.
I'll tell you guys something.
Deux montagnes.
Definitely makes me forget about not being able to drive legally.
Prochaine station Sunnybrook.
It makes me forget about not being able to drive legally due to my wonderful eyesight. So it's great. Anything that helps me forget about that. As an insane car guy that I am, if you don't know me. You don't know my videos, you don't know my shtick. A little industry here. And there used to be a track, a CN track that would hook up with the station where we were, and they would go all the way down here into the yard in Lachine Dorval. But that was the golden age of railroading. We're not in that anymore. That's long gone. So something like this that happens, it's a really big deal. Because you look at Ottawa, they have a light rail trains, but they're troublesome, they have problems. They're not electrified. As far as I know, they're not electrified. What's that street? Battery is great. Everything's great, man. Weather's great. Although as beautiful as it is today, it's fantastic. It is about zero, but my God, is there ever a cold wind? Tabarouette, là, c'est trop frais. But they really did a great job of fencing all this in. As you can see, everything is fenced in everywhere. And again, those signs, the maps and the destination signs, man, talk about a fail. I mean, but that's the way things are today. People don't think of everything, you know. I don't know. I think sometimes it's like my friend Grant says, you know, like the people who run the STM, you really think they take buses? Bullshit, man. Let me tell you something. If I ran the STM, I said it before and I'll say it again, I would order buses that are decent and comfortable, that would entice people to want to take the bus. There's a kid crying. I'm going to shut up now. Yeah, you got Saputo's house is down there up on Gouin Boulevard there. You know Saputo. This is all Ville Saint Laurent here, heading towards Pierrefonds, or ROXBORO Pierrefonds. There's Highway 13, going towards Laval. Well, I mean the highway, that is. This is the Voie de l'Est. Did a really nice walking video with Grant here recently. Great place to walk around and ski. We're coming up to the Emma Bay area where I lived for 4 years. Alexander Street and all that. But yeah, I'm definitely, one day I'd like to do a painting of one of the oldest trains I was talking about. One of the really old CN commuter trains that were made in 1952, but they're called MU, meaning multiple units. And they're the old typical black and white stripe scheme. I like to do that, you know, with the red front, and it's just part of my childhood. There's Alexander Street, which is past there in Emma Bay. Not many white people live here anymore, let me tell you, like none. Everybody's like black or Arabic or something. There's the Bolidrome. And yeah, we're approaching Sunnybrook stop. Sunnybrook, of course, near where my dad lived and my mom lived too.
Sunnybrook.
Anything interesting back here? Some garages here. Anything good? Oh snap! What's that Cadillac? Oh, there's two of them. What? There's that Buick. There's Bill's '53 Buick. Son of a gun. That
Les
53.
portes s'ouvriront sur le côté droit.
Wayne Boulevard. Boulevard Wayne. You know, I almost jumped out here actually. I thought about doing it, but again, it's a beautiful day, but the wind is really bad. It's really cold. That's really annoying, especially out here in the sticks. There's like wind like crazy. It's definitely something I don't miss it at all.
A4.
I don't miss that
Deux
at all.
montagnes. Prochaine station. Pierrefonds, Roxboro.
Somebody criticized my video that I called the video a Two Mountains line. Hey, listen, this is where all the Anglos live, into Laval and Two Mountains, so whatever. Two Mountains, Deux Montagnes, so what? You know what I mean? But that's the thing is today, people make a big goddamn deal out of nothing. All the time people are nitpicking this, nitpicking that. That's why I rarely make comments on videos or posts or anything. I don't want to get involved. I don't want to start nothing, man. You know? Every day, everything today is a big exaggeration. The guy writes, there's no such thing as two mountains, eh? Well, no, This is the Roxboro, by the way. This is the Roxboro part of Pierrefonds. Roxboro used to be separate from Pierrefonds. I know that because I grew up here.
Attention. Dernière station avant d'atteindre la zone tarifaire B. Vous devez détenir un titre de transport valide dans cette zone pour continuer.
You know what I'm going to do? I just came up with a plan. I'm going to go see if I can get that pumper responding out of the fire station 58 here in Roxboro. Probably not, but you never know. So, big school back there, big pools, big dreams. Yeah. The REM.
Pierrefonds, Roxboro.
Sorry, we're missing actually quite a beautiful view. My bad. Oh well. Roxboro, Pierrefonds. Prochain arrêt, Il Bigra.
Les portes s'ouvriront sur le côté droit.
Merci, Papa Legault. Nice. Very nice. Great success. But wasn't that fun, boys and girls? Boy, I tell you, it's nice to be a Montrealer sometimes, you know? Especially when you don't feel like you're getting screwed or anything. So, be well, take care. You know, always welcome great company. Look at that, they put an escalator. It's not even working yet. Or it's already broken, probably. Well, come on. Things have to break. I mean, you know, like... They probably... I think they probably rushed to finish this when people got really pissed off and they found out it wasn't going to open like last year like it was supposed to. This time last year, and then they're like, yeah, next year. So they had to, you know, boogie. Boogie, oogie, oogie, get down. Boogie, oogie, oogie. Man, that kid crying, I thought it was a federal siren from the fire truck. But okay, take care, bye-bye.